All right, Buffs Nation, I'm back one more time before I go live with Colin here in about a couple hours or so. Y'all tell me, does my mic sound better? I really apologize. I didn't realize that my mic wasn't connected on the live stream that I was doing earlier today. So, y'all be sure to hit that like. Let me know in the comments who's watching. But hey, I'm kind of late to the party with this, but wanting to spend some time talking about this, and that is where Shedeur Sanders is at for this entire year, which has been nothing short of absolutely incredible. He's had a great year, and I will go ahead and share my screen. But he took home the Buffalo Heart Award during the last home game this week. If you don't know much about it, this started in 1998, created by some of the sections in, or some of the fans in section 119, I believe. And yeah, it goes to, the athlete. Let me see if I have it. If I have it here, that plays with the most like grit and persistence. I should know. I looked at this right beforehand, but anyways, it was here on Twitter. I'll find it here on Twitter. Find my bookmarks. Yes, the buff who demonstrates grit, determination, and toughness. And I mean, as you can see, I mean, this is just awesome. Getting that award. Y'all be sure to check that out on the CU Buffs football Twitter page if you haven't yet. But I mean, this is just a beautiful photo, and he is so deserving of this award. And he is, again, making a legacy for himself here at CU. And there are a ton of great legendary names that he is now enshrined with this award. Look at that beautiful photo. I love that. Let me go back to this Buff Zone article. Links in the description as well. But yeah, the Buffalo Heart of Winners. I mean, there are a lot of big time names on here that if you've been following this CU team for a little bit, that will stick out to you. And Darren Cheverini, a guy who coached here for a long time too. Congratulations on an undefeated year at the JUCO level in California, Coach Chev. Proud of you, man. That's amazing. Mike Machadi, Ed McCreary, some other names that really stick out to me. Tyler Brayton, Bobby Purify was a big time running back for us in 2004. Joel Klatt in 2005. Does that ring a bell? Thaddeus Washington, Jordan Dizon, Ryan Walters, head coach of Purdue, the Purdue Boilermakers. 2010, Cody Hawkins. Hey, 2016, Sefo Lufau, the guy that we're getting to here in just a minute, that Shedeur is about to break essentially all of his single season passing records here this next weekend. Philip Lindsay, great all-time Buff, local Denver Bronco, now local Denver radio host. Nate Landman, the only multi-year winner on here, 2020 and 2021. Congratulations for him. This past weekend had a huge game for the Atlanta Falcons, had a pick six and a sack. Our big-time tight end last year, Brady Russell, won this award. I believe he is with the Seahawks now. And now added to this group, who will be the most decorated quarterback in Colorado history. This will be Shedeur Sanders. So congratulations to him. Again, he's taken so many hits this year. How many times has Shedeur Sanders been hit? I'm trying to find this. He's been sacked 45 times, which is just insane. So you imagine he's taken well over 100 hits, no doubt. That's not coming up on Google right now. I'm not going to spend the time to find it, but nonetheless, Shedeur is absolutely killing it. Let's take a look at where he is at right now for his statistics. I read these wrong the other day, and man, he's killing it. Let's take a look. They got his passing records, passing statistics right here. Right now, 3,144 yards, 26 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. QBR, who cares about QBR? I don't really understand how it's calculated. 65.2, good for 46th, but he's been absolutely crushing it for us this year. And again, we can. Okay, what's the difference? Quarterback rating's been great, 151.4. Again, 69.5% complete. That is wonderful. Right now, again, negative 51 rushing yards. College football has to change that stat, but 4 touchdowns. And he's been an absolute threat. So this is something that has not been talked about, but Shador has 30 touchdowns on the year, which should break the record for touchdowns responsible for. This is NCAA's official term for combined passing and rushing touchdowns. Career, Shador still has some ways to go, but you can see he's already broken the record here for 28 from sy'veon. And maybe single game he'll get up there. I would love for him to get up to 8 touchdowns, man. But what you gonna do? Anyways, so he should be up there already breaking that single season record for touchdowns responsible for already at third. And if we look at the passing, let's just take a look at the passing. sy'veon again, single season school record is 3,200 yards on the dot. So he should be, let's see if I can do some math, like 54 yards away or something like that. He's going to break that this week against Washington State, unless something crazy happens. You can see he already broke Tyler Hanson's record. Remember Tyler Hanson? Man, that's a throwback. Did he play for the Dallas Cowboys? I'm trying to remember. But anyway, Shedeur Sanders broke that record earlier this year with 510 yards, opening up the season against TCU, opening up his Colorado career, setting the single season passing or single game passing record. He'll be there very shortly after this next week. That's wonderful. Now, if we look at passing touchdowns against sy'veon had 28. So no rushing touchdowns from him in 2014, just 28 passing touchdowns. Shedeur Sanders will break that. He will get into the 30s. That is my projection now. And single game, I mean, he's right there. 5 TDs, passing TDs. He's got to get to 7 to tie sy'veon. I think he can do it. But career passing touchdowns, Shedeur comes back next year, which I think is about 99% happening. He definitely is going to be in striking distance of this record. No doubt. And if we can get ourselves to a bowl game at 5 or 6 wins, obviously this helps. This happen even this helps Shedeur raise the floor for these records or the ceiling for these even more. So this is all great. Again, y'all can take a look at. You guys can go back and find some of the like old videos that I had of what my projection was for Shedeur. I think I had something close to like 3,600 passing yards, 40 something touchdowns. Maybe it was high 30s, something similar to what Bo Nix did last year. But I said, nonetheless, like, yeah, I forget all my projections, predictions, anything like that. You can bank on the fact that he's going to break all the single season records. Like that is just going to happen. And I think Shedeur is going to be in a great place next year, coming back to where he can break his own records. I mean, isn't that cool? So, yeah, I got my Shedeur Sanders jersey on in celebration of this. But, guys, I mean, it has been such a privilege, man, to watch this type of quarterback play all year long. As a long suffering Broncos and Buffs fan, I mean, oh my gosh, I haven't seen quarterback play this amazing in almost 10 years. So it has been quite the treat to watch Shedeur, and it's going to be amazing seeing him build off of this year. Next year, definitely going to have himself a handful of records by the time he is done here and goes off to the NFL. Hopefully, by some miracle to play for my Denver Broncos. But we'll just have to see. So, nonetheless, I'll get to some of your comments. I'll go here for a little bit. Stanford, good to see you. What is going on? We got Pastor Corey in here, aka PC. Congrats, Shedeur. Stanford CTE is real. That is absolutely true. What's good, Nicholas? Good to see you, man. And you're right, man. I feel really good about this game that CU's going into against Wazoo. Again, they're kind of. Let's go ahead and bring up what they've been doing, but they're kind of on a slide right now. So we definitely got the opportunity to go in there and kick some butt. Sorry that it's such a late game, but hey, sleep in on Saturday and enjoy it. Okay, let me go ahead. I'll close these things out, share my screen. And this mic is sounding better, right? Like it's actually working. Yeah. Again, sorry about that. Um, that I didn't have it connected for my video this morning. That's quite frustrating because it sounded like crap. All right. I mean, two of the most exciting quarterbacks in the Pac 12, Cam Ward, who's absolutely tearing it up, Shedeur Sanders, who is also absolutely tearing it up. Both teams, 4 and 6, got off to hot starts. Both of them have struggled in conference play. We're both 1 and 6 in conference, which means some team has to go to 2 and 6, right? Why not the Buffs, baby? All right, and let's take a look at their last five. So, oh God, so they've lost 5 straight, might be even more. Oh man, they're having a year right now similar to how CU had their 2019 year, our last year with Mike McIntyre, where we won 5 straight and then lost 7 straight. We missed a bowl game, but they start off 4-0, big time win over Oregon State. And then you're like, wow, Wazoo is here to make noise. And they're kind of on a tail slide right now. 1 score loss to UCLA. Big time blowout from Arizona at home. Yikes. Played Oregon pretty close. That was actually an awesome game. I really enjoyed watching that game. I watched a good deal of it. Tough loss to Arizona State by 11 points. A 10-7 loss to Stanford. Guys, we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones, okay? And then just another. Oh my God. Stanford. Not Stanford, Cal. Getting the win over Wazoo. I mean, if Stanford could go on the road and beat the Buffs and Wazoo, we can go on the road and beat Wazoo, right? That's how I feel about it. They finish off the year against us and then a top 5 team in Washington, which I'm hoping wins the college football playoff. If Oregon State can't make it to the Pac-12 title game, Washington's who I'm going to be cheering for. Sorry, Ducks fans. I'm just a little bit more partial to Michael Penix, man. Michael Penix, man. I'm sorry, y'all. But nonetheless, I will cheer for whoever makes it from the Pac-12. As long as it's not USC, which we know it won't be. But yeah, this is going to be a great duel. This is, I think it's going to be a pretty close game. From how these teams are played. But if this is the game, is this the get right game for the Buffs, where we actually turn the corner and play a complete game, or we play a complete 3 quarters? Man, that would be sick. Why can't we do it, right? But I got to tell you, if you guys haven't watched Cam Ward play football, you guys are going to be in for a treat this week. I think it's going to be an awesome quarterback duel. Looks like ESPN is favoring the Cougars. What's up with that? But I mean, it's not like they normally favor us in any game, right? Looking like it's going to be a cool, crisp evening in Pullman, 93 degrees. Right now, Wazoo is a -4.5. uh, I'm doing it again, y'all. But guys, I mean, Colorado, all the experts or whatever picked us to finish last. I thought that was crazy. Thought that we'd have, 6, 7 wins at this point, but it is what it is. Still a great year. But yeah, let's prove these pundits wrong. Let's get this conference win this week, and then let's get another conference win in Salt Lake City, and we'll finish 3-6 in a really competitive conference. That's going to be my goal. And you know what happens if we do that? If we take care of business, man, we're going bowling, baby. We're going bowling, and I will be, in Texas for the holidays. So if it is the Alamo Bowl, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'll take anything. I'll take anything. Let's do this. Let's get this going. They got this guy. I don't even know his name. Lincoln Victor. He's their best, most productive wide receiver. The man is 5'9". He has quite a challenge going up against our loaded secondary with 6'3" Cormani McLean, 6'2" Travis Hunter. This is going to be fun to watch. I think we got a great chance, guys. I really do. And I was more worried about this game earlier in the season, obviously, but I'm back to feeling great about this game. I think we snap our losing streak. So we get to that 5th win, baby. Going from 1 win to 5 wins, man, to 6 wins to 7 wins. That would be incredible. Yeah, Stanford, you're right. The Pac-12, very, very hard this year, very tough this year. And, this has been a great year for the conference before it's blown up. And guys, I know Connor Johnson, I know you watch my show sometimes, big time Bees fan said, what's up to you today on the DNVR chat. But, I got to be honest, man. I don't want to see Oregon State in the Big 12. I don't want to see Washington State in the Big 12. I don't want to be traveling up there. I don't want our team to be wasting time going up there, those places. Yada, yada, yada. There's a reason why I was happy about us moving away from the Pac-12. I was sick of going to those spots. And at least, we are going to other schools that are in the middle of nowhere, but those places get views and they're not too far away from us. So a lot easier to travel to. I mean, Pullman, they don't even got an airport, man. Like this is bad. I'm sorry, but no more westward expansion for the Big 12 right now. I don't want to see it. Big, loyal, bang. Yeah, Buffs win this week. I think after our performance against Arizona, again, I think we had a good performance. That was a good performance. It just wasn't great. If we had a great performance, we would have won, right? Can't wait till we get an O-line. Yes, absolutely. No way a quarterback should play that good with that many hits. Absolutely. Which is why Shedeur is going to be the number 1 overall pick in 2025, baby, in the NFL. What he has done has been miraculous. It's been elite. And yeah, I can't wait to see the guys because RK on DNVR was teasing this. He's like, you guys are going to be surprised, man. You guys are going to be blown away with the portal talent they get this year. And that's why I'm not like freaking out that we got 10 commits right now in our recruiting class, man. Nah, we're going to go get some more mercenaries. We're going to go get, some more transfer portal players, but we're going to get some big boys. We're going to get some 320-pound defensive linemen. That's what we need. We're going to go get some big-time offensive linemen that hopefully can run block as well as pass protect. But more importantly, we need to go get a real offensive line coach that has to be the priority. We're not like this thing's about sustaining for the long term, right? We definitely need to get that hire right. And it's going to be interesting to see like who stays and who goes. I think some coaches and probably some players or whatever. I mean, this is pseudo professional sports, so I think these last two performances are going to dictate a lot on what moves are made or not made. Jermaine Young, good to see you. Let me know any thoughts or questions any of y'all got. Smaller chat right now. Shedeur would probably have 3,500 passing yards with a good O line. And big loyal bang, I would even say with an average O line. With an average O line, I was predicting like 40 TDs or high 30s. I forget what it was, and like 3,600 yards. And I was expecting our offensive line to just be average. Yeah, it's a shame. But what's amazing is that he's still in striking distance of, of all the career um, records, passing records, which that's what I want to see from Shedeur. I want to see him be the most decorated quarterback here at CU, no doubt. 2 has been a special number for this school, throughout time, but um, depending on how this thing goes next year, we might see 2 retired. That's what I would love to see. But yeah, if we had a half decent O line, this team is no doubt 8-2. My whole thing was like I thought the defense, it was going to take a while for them to get going more than the offense. And if we got that offensive line play that we had from like Nebraska or TCU throughout the year, I think we're right around there because again we were within just a score of most of these games, and I do think we score more if Shedeur isn't under so much duress. But I got to give props, to Pat Shurmur. I thought he called a good game this weekend. I would give him a good B. I thought he called a good game, and the play calling and all that for the last handful of games has not been good, not deserving of a grade like that. And it was great to see Pat Shurmur talk to the team a little bit more today. Hopefully, this is the week where we can finish strong, but. It's always great to follow back and follow up on these things, with what's going on with specific players. I mean, Shedeur is like my favorite, player on the team, and he's definitely already one of my favorite buffs of all time, along with Travis. And I can't wait to see, maybe we'll get some of these transfers in from some Big Ten schools, like Iowa there on, like RK brought up on the offensive line, Florida. Let's see what kind of guys they got at Texas A&M. They got some thick boys over there too. And again, like this is about to be a really exciting period because we're going to see decommitments, commitments, flips. It's happening. Could there be some flips happening with guys that have been recruited here primarily by Sean Lewis and Bill O'Boyle, like Danny O'Neal or Talon Chandler? That could happen. I'm hoping that they continue to, commit here and then sign here. I would love for them to be here, but I understand, if your primary coach is moving on somewhere else, sometimes things change. But I would love to see Talon Chandler here. I would love to see Jordan Seaton here. But the biggest thing for us is to make sure we got a coach that can coach these guys first. That is a proven track record, right? David, was Juju available to play this last game? I believe so because he was on the field the prior game. Now, I was on the opposite sideline this past game when I was at the game. And guys, I got to be honest, I haven't rewatched the game yet. But my assumption is that Juju was available because he did dress the last previous, week or two. And that, that's just a shame, man, because I don't know why he's not playing. Obviously, it's something going on outside of football, it seems. But we could have used his speed, man. Against those outside, off tackle rushes, man, that just tore us up. this past game. That was really hard to watch. So, Reginald Cold, hey Dave, what's up? I'm having a great day. This is love talking Colorado, love talking Coach Prime, love talking how much I hate Texas A&M. Y'all let me know if you got any questions. Yo, Creo, I believe. Why do you think Watkins decommitted? Man, I don't even know. I think the primary reason is that he's 16, 17 years old and this stuff happens. I just don't get his I think he just wanted to open up his recruitment probably, and he had to give a reason. Again, his reason completely contradicts why he initially committed, because he was our first commit we ever got under Coach Prime that happened like that same evening, and he said, now that Coach Prime's Power 5, I'm just going to go wherever he's at. So with him saying, I'm decommitting from Colorado because, I don't quote unquote know where Coach Prime's going to be, that's irrelevant to why you committed. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But I'm not tripping about it too much. Obviously, I hope that he ends up committing, but he said he's not going to make another commitment till signing day, which is going to be another year in a month. So, I mean, we're not going to know for a while, but nonetheless, a special receiver. Would love for him to stay here. But again, guys, like, we got a ton of wide receivers, man, with a lot of great interest. I want Winston Watkins to be a part of this. I do think Coach Prime is going to be here, for a while. Let's get that contract extension going now. And I want to be surprised to see him again sign here. But it is what it is. It's hard to predict these things so far out. Yeah. Number 2, he's the best. And Fan Addict Sports, believe me, we got to connect again when this season wraps up, no doubt. Good luck to your Bulldogs. Take care of business against Alabama. I know y'all have won the last 2 national championships, but, man, I don't care, man. Go for 3. Go for 3. Do something historic. Get that 3-peat, and do it with beating Alabama yet again. Good luck to your dogs, man. JJ Stallworth, give Picasso some paint and a brush, prepared to be amazed. Give a great OC a reasonable, okay O-line, and they should be able to make it to make it work. We have more than a decent O-line. Yes. Facts. This offense is going to look freaking amazing next year. No doubt. Stanford saying maybe it's with people close to Watkins or other coaches telling him that Coach Prime is leaving, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, he said type of stuff right now. And if that's the case, it is what it is. I think if somebody's in his ear, maybe it's from another school. I guess we'll find out, as time goes on. But at the end of the day, we got Antoine Hill coming in here for 2025, baby. And he's committed right now. And hopefully we can continue to build on this. And I think, again, like the results that we have this year, whether it's 4, 5, 6, 7 wins, depending on how things go, big time improvement from last year. And then that's going to set the bar for, again, having another improved year in the Big 12 next year, which is what I'm expecting. Start winning. More recruits are coming. All that, everything is going according to plan. Everything's going according to plan. I'm not tripping yet. Man, appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, Coach I. Let me know if you got any questions. Yo, Creo, I believe the NCAA should crack down on the stars. Watkins became a 5-star as soon as he decommitted. Yeah, isn't that some BS? It always has to do with us for some reason. I don't get it, man. It was like when we had a couple guys commit to us, man, last year, on 3 dropping Cormani McLean's rating. Man, whatever. I mean, this is just stupid, man. That I don't know, man. Is it an agenda? Is it ESPN always knocking down their ratings with us? Not that their recruiting matters at all, but because they want to drive Coach Prime, they want to drive all the players to go to SEC schools, which they have obviously television contracts with. I mean, we'll just have to see. But nonetheless, it's always annoying seeing that. But, on this channel, the biggest thing that matters is the star ranking from David Talks Buffs recruiting. And we got a handful of 5 stars coming in this year, baby. Ryan Nicole, what you cooking lately? Thanks for checking in. Reginald, Dave, thank you for all that you do, man. Your content is fire. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, man. Thank you so much. I'm having a lot of fun, and man, I just love riding the emotional wave with you guys. I love sharing, my successful bets when they hit on this team, and I love getting on here and just sharing my sorrows when they don't hit, man. It is what it is. But this whole thing has just been so cool. The fact that I like how this whole new media stuff is going, because all the fancy people that do this as a career or whatnot, their traditional media, they never just talk to the fellas. I think that's why I like platforms like DNVR, and I'm glad that All City Network or whatever, their parent company name or whatever, they're getting into more cities. So they're in Philly, they're in Chicago, they're in Phoenix now. They really need to get into Texas. Texas is going to be a tricky one though, because the fans are all over the place. You got the Spurs in San Antonio, but they have a much larger fan base than just San Antonio. You got Texas fans that are everywhere. You got, Cowboys fans are everywhere, that type of thing. So it'll be interesting to see if they ever move to Texas. If DNVR is watching, I am available for uh, market research contract work. So, I mean, come on, let's get this thing going. But I love this type of media that just connects with the fans, connects with the fellas. We have conversations all the time. Like, I wouldn't be doing this if and doing it as often if it wasn't for you guys. If you're not asking me questions, if we're not going back and forth. Love it. Yeah, the hate against CU is real and deep. I mean, there are a lot of, I mean, in this DMVR chat earlier today, there Alabama fan in there, man, wasting his time talking smack to CU. Is that how intimidated Bama fans are going up against the Georgia Bulldogs, man? Is that really it? Is that really it? It's to me, it's so funny, man. And again, most of the people that are trying to bring panic on this fan base or to me are my friends that don't care about CU, and they're not Coach Prime fans. So they just want to like secondhand panic. I'm like, man, I'm not panicking. This whole thing's been great. Any big time O line recruits in the 24 class you're looking to? Fanatic Sports, I don't mean to be a broken record, but we got an interior lineman, Talon Chandler, that is one of the top rated projected centers that went on a visit to Missouri this past weekend, now being crystal ball to flip, mainly because Bill O'Boyle, I think, is not going to be here after the season concludes. I mean, we got Pat Shermer, not only co-OC, co-offensive line coach, and the offense and the line has looked better ever since he's been coaching those boys. That's all I'm saying. I would love Talon to still be here, but this is what happens. This is what happens. But I do think there still is, some good momentum with Jordan Seaton. Obviously, we have, man, our work cut out for us. With the offensive line. Uh, Outside of that, I don't know if we've had any visits right now this year. I know we've offered a handful of 25 offensive linemen, but let me see what other offers we get out right now. I'm pulling this up. We still got an offer out to Dylan Raiola. Let's go. I'm scrolling, guys. Gonna find us where all of our offensive linemen are. And maybe then I'll be able to remember if any of these guys have come in for visits lately. But we're still kind of pushing more of that 25 recruiting class, more than we are 24. I think you can expect guys from Iowa, Michigan State, Texas A&M, maybe Florida, depending on what happens, maybe Arkansas, depending on what happens there. Seeing our offensive line be primarily built or rebuilt through the portal this year. So we'll take a look at this here really quick with just the the offers that we got. Oh, don't give me this ad. Stop it. So, William Roberts from St. Thomas Aquinas. We've gotten a couple players or two from there. Looking like we're cold right now. Obviously, went after Brandon Baker. Texas has an amazing recruiting class this year. We've offered a lot of these guys that are now committed other places. But we'll see. Maybe we can get a flip going. Maybe Ashton Funk. Katy, Texas. Yeah, I know Texas name's cool, but a lot less cool than Boulder, Colorado. College Station, definitely way cooler. Or Boulder's definitely way cooler than College Station. Isaiah Walker. This is another guy. And he's actually committed here, which is great. One of the top JUCO guys. He was originally going to Purdue last year, but ended up going back to the community college route for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but he's a big boy, 6'4". I bet he's going to be over 310 pounds by the time he's here. So this is a big time get for us. And we got to build on this. Can't think. Maybe Cameron Warren has visited. I don't know. But we've offered a handful of offensive tackles. None of these other guys really come to mind yet. Maybe Max Parrott's a guy we can flip. In-state guy, but again, people don't like to hear this that are from Colorado. It's not really pertinent or whatever for us to recruit in-state guys here. But when those generational guys come out of our state, like Christian McCaffrey, it is, or like even Blake Purchase, I think we were close on getting that flip, but just didn't have enough time. We don't have guys that come out like that every year. Yeah, offensive line. Jordan Seaton, you see, we're warm. We are warm here. Interior offensive line, 6'5", 287. He would be a big get for us, and he'll put on a lot of weight by the time he gets onto the field for the Buffs, which would be great. This is interesting. South Lake Carroll, one of the premier programs in Texas. Is that where Matt Stafford went? I think it's where Matt Stafford went. Andrew Cunningham, 6'3", 275-pound guy, right now committed to Charlotte. 0 stars, but we've offered him. That's kind of interesting. And I think we're still in the running for a Gage Ginther. Oh, there he is. Right now committed to Tennessee out of Fort Collins, Colorado. He is the number 1 prospect in the state. Again, he would be a big get. But just in case you guys mainly follow what's going on in Georgia, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, whatever, Colorado doesn't always have the biggest in-state talent every year. I would love Gage Ginther to be here, but again, to just put it in perspective, he's our number 1 rated recruit in the state, 87 overall. Town Chandler, I hope we can keep him. This guy's a badass, absolute badass. We need to keep him. So, and let's take a look at our 24 class right now before I get back to your comments. But again, like even if we get a guy like Jordan Seaton, whatever, we need some more transfers come in here, and we need to give our young guys, our guys that are coming in here as freshmen, like time to develop, time to grow, time to get stronger, all that. But Aaron Butler, he's going to be a beast. He's going to be playing wide receiver for us. All these guys that we got right now, they're going to be here in January. They're all set up to be here in January. So we got 10 commits. I think we could add another 7, 8 or so. It's going to be a small class. That's kind of been the word on it this year. Another transfer portal heavy class. Brandon Davis-Swain, he's going to lead our defensive line. He's going to be freaking fantastic. Coming over here from West Bloomfield. Big win this past week in the state playoffs. Congrats to him. Omar White, this guy's a 4-star. This guy is a 4-star, 6'3", over 300 pounds. Dropped because he wasn't playing this year. Had some legal stuff he was getting worked out. All that's been worked out. Now focusing on making sure he graduates early. He's going to be a freaking beast. His teammate, Eric Brantley, is also going to be here in January. Edge guy, more of an edge guy. 6'2", 250, beast. Valdosta boys. And Coach I, you know that Valdosta is a good program. Again, Isaiah Walker, we covered him. So Carl Lewis, a guy from Venice, Florida, that is teammates with Charles Lester III. Another case of a guy being rated a 4-star until he commits to us, knocked down to a 3-star, 4-star with David Talk's Buffs ratings. Danny O'Neill, quarterback coming in here, been recruited by Sean Lewis even previously before coming here to CU. So, again, I feel like his commitment right now is a little bit more unsure just because of the coaching changes that we're looking to see or that we're expecting. Amontre Bradford, big time edge out of Statesboro, Georgia. He's going to be huge. Talon Chandler, we've talked about him. Again, really hope he stays here. Hopefully we can bring in a guy, Matt McChesney, Mike Munchak, somebody to coach this offensive line. That would be awesome. And then Micah Welsh from Milledgeville, Georgia. This is a guy, again, right now, high school player, 5'9", 210. Good Lord. This guy's a beast. He's going to be great for us, especially because we got a guy like, I think Sy'veon Wilkerson's going to be gone after this year. So all that being said, we're building the momentum. We're building the momentum. You ain't going to get any recruiting panic from me. No way. You got to start somewhere. And, this 63 or whatever composite rank, it's going to look a heck of a lot higher, after February. Yeah, Watkins don't think Prime's going to be here in 25. We're just going to have to see. He'll be here this next year. Again, you're not leaving family, yada, yada. But that's why we got to get this contract extension done with. Black Watch, Coach Prime leaving after his son's leave. Believe it or not, he's doing a one and done on that contract deal. That could definitely be the case. And if we don't see a contract extension happen, maybe that's because that's what his plan has been. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how this thing goes. Can we continue to give him more and more resources to want to make it home? I mean, again, when you live out here, guys, I lived out in West Texas for 7 years, man. When you live out here, man, you never want to live anywhere else. And I will say, particularly never moving to a place like College Station after you live here. But could he go somewhere else at some point? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I think, again, we're making him comfortable. He can call the shots here. He does what he wants here. Are other programs and boosters going to lay their egos to the side like we have done here? Time will tell, because I don't think he's leaving unless he has that control, unless he has that power. But nonetheless, whether the Coach Prime, era here at CU lasts 2 years or 20 years, I'm going to be hella thankful for it. I'm not trying to be a fancy fella. You can see, man, we got, my bedroom's a little bit of a mess. This is how it is. This is how it is. David, your genuine enthusiasm and truthful commentary is always appreciated. Man, I always love it when you're in here. Sometimes we don't agree on everything. And that's one thing I appreciate about you always chiming in here, Yo Creo, I believe, is that this is a place for us to just talk things out and listen to each other. And there's been things that you've said that have made me think differently. So I appreciate you too, my man. What's up with OGCU fans and Prime fans going at each other? Shake my head. We are better than that. Yes, we are not. We are not Denver Broncos fans and Tim Tebow mania, man. We got to be different, y'all. But again, I'll say it again. Everybody that's following this team, man, is a friend in my book. Whether you've been following this team for 3 months or 30 years, like, you guys are welcome here. Y'all all part of Buffs Nation. Buffs Nation. We got the gates wide open. I think some people bitching about that stuff on Twitter, they just they're just the very small minority. I think most Colorado fans that I know and that I talk to regularly, obviously we're extremely grateful for everything Coach Prime has done and will continue to do for this university. And that's why I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that. I think some people just get jealous of, like, maybe other people feeling like they're bandwagons. They're hopping on the bandwagon after years of, CU fans having long suffering, experiences and all that. But Nah, man, sports should be about winning. It should be about fun. It should be about hopping on the bandwagon and all this stuff, man. It just needs to be fun. Like sports are meant to be enjoyed, and I want to enjoy them with as many people as possible. So, I don't subscribe to the whole like die hard bandwagon type thing. Am I a bandwagon fan when it comes to the Chicago Cubs? Absolutely. I was hardcore into their World Series run, having grown up in the Chicagoland area. And guys, I got to be honest, I haven't watched one baseball game since they won the World Series because you know what? I hate baseball. I hate baseball. That's just what it is. But guys, if anybody's mad about Prime fans or old school CU fans, man, about saying this and that, whatever, come on, man. This is supposed to be fun. Sports are supposed to be fun. Stop keeping track, stop keeping like record of rights and wrongs and things that frustrate you. We got enough going on in our world, enough to be upset about. Sports should not be one of the things driving us to be upset and more divided with each other. What's your excitement level going into the Big 12? Some great venues. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm definitely going uh to Central Florida next year, Coach I. So if you want to join me, Rawhide Media, some other content creators, like let's get this thing going. I want to stay the whole week. I want to go experience some good Florida cooking. I assume the Florida barbecue is absolutely off the chain in Florida. So we're going to have to do that. I'm excited. Hopefully, I can make it out with my buddy Jonathan to the Texas Tech game next year that's going to be played in Lubbock, I believe. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be an intense fan base, to be around. They're going to be throwing tortillas at me, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pumped to be around, really passionate fan bases, and that's going to be great. Now, am I a little upset that Brett Yormark didn't kind of come out from the get go and say, you know what, this is what our rivalry matchups are going to be because we only got 4 in the entire conference. Like, let's start making them, those box office matches. I thought, well, if I had to put together like a list of 3 rivals that CU would play every year, it would be number 1, Kansas State. That's the thing going back to the Big 8 days. Our second biggest rival next to Nebraska historically. Obviously, that needs to be a protected rivalry where we play each year. Number 2, we already got some good momentum going with this home and home the last couple of years. TCU against Colorado. Let's just have that thing keep going. Again, Coach Prime turned down, for Sonny Dykes. And then we upset them earlier this year. There's already a little bit of history brewing for a great rivalry. So let's just have that going. And then lastly, UCF. UCF, the battle of the black and gold. We got the Buffaloes taking on the Citronauts. We got Florida taking on Colorado. We got Coach Prime taking on Florida. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't love that? But again, I guess the entire conference obviously can't be catered to around what we want, but I just wish it was, right? But it pissed me off, Coach I, to see that the majority of our opponents that we're playing regularly, it's like Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah. Good Lord. Guys, Utah and Colorado is not a rivalry. You guys got to realize that are outside of this a little bit. People just assume because we live in mountainous places that it's a rivalry. It is not a rivalry. We have 2 wins against Utah, I believe, in our entire history in the pack. We played forever ago, decades and decades ago, but that doesn't even matter. It is not a rivalry because we haven't lived up to our end of the bargain. They destroy us every year. Hopefully, that's a different case this time. But we beat them once in 2011, and then we beat them once in 2016. It's not a rivalry. Our fans don't hate each other. And I wish that we would just stop forcing this thing. We were kind of too bad to ever develop rivals in the pack. The buzz will be back next week once we beat Washington State. In the meantime, let's get that like up, please. Let's do it. Let's do it. Transfer portal will be lit, I believe. Coach said, I am not hard to find. Yeah, he's not hard to find. He's all on TV. We lead the nation in viewership with 4 wins. Get on our level, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, OU, Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame. You can't. Hit that like button. Absolutely. Styles Prescott, I missed that. He's visited. If I didn't close out that window, I would go check it out. Stafford went to Highland Park. That's right. He's a rich, good old boy. Because Highland Park, that's where all the rich people live, right there in Dallas. Went to the same high school as Clayton Kershaw and Jerry Jones's grandson. Played quarterback for them recently. Story time with Colin is at 5 p.m. So coming up here in about 50 minutes. And then we got the Broncos. Guys, I know this is a Buffs channel, but if the Broncos win, I think I'm going to go live tonight, man. We turn the corner, man. If we beat Kansas City for the first time in like 17 matchups, and if we can go in this get this win in Buffalo, man, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about my Broncos. Man, that means a lot, Yo Creo. That really does. I have a lot of fun doing this again. And again, my goal here is to go full time with this thing come 2025. So we'll see how that goes. Brandon Davis Swain willed his team to victory this past weekend. They were down 20-0 at one point in the game. I was thinking about you, Lawrence, when I saw that they won, because I remember you telling me that they had a pretty difficult opponent coming up. Or maybe that was Bryce Underwood the previous week, his school. I can't remember. But nonetheless, I saw that. He's a guy who plays both ways. Let's get this man on, here at tight end, man, as well as edge, defensive line. Pete Nice, do you think Boo Carter will flip if we get Seaton? Man, if we get Seaton, why won't everybody come, man? That will open up the floodgates. If we can get a guy like that to come here right now where there's so much uncertainty with the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach, again, he wasn't ever considering CU because of Bill O'Boyle. I know I probably shouldn't talk too negatively about the current staff, but that's just my read on the situation. So if we can get him, Jordan Seaton to flip, Boo Carter, man, Aaron Butler. Oh gosh, Aaron Butler's doing his thing. I think it could be possible. I think it could be possible. And I don't think Tennessee is Tennessee ranked. I can't remember. Oh man, it's 7-3 right now. So not as good of a year right now. But they're still in the top 25. Yeah, they're 21. So we'll just have to see. Blackwatch, trust me, I know. I live in Oklahoma and I visit Denver a lot, and all I ever think about and tell people is I want to move to Colorado. It's an amazing place all the way around. Yes, there's so much to do here. Again, it's hard to have a string of bad days living out here because you get a lot of sunshine. The weather's amazing, and you got mountains, you got weather, you got tons of things to do. It's just hard to be in a bad mood living out here for too long. That's what I like. Again, there are only a couple gripes that I have. We don't really have our own like local food, like local specific food scene here. The green chili is kind of a New Mexico thing, right? And then the cost of living is just higher out here because it's a place where everybody wants to live. And if you're okay with living in smaller spaces compared to what you could get, for instance, living in Texas, because I think about this stuff all the time. The fact that I'm here in this 1-bedroom apartment when I could be, living in a 4-bedroom house in San Antonio, it's, maybe that might change at one point. But right now I'm happy. it's hard to leave here. There's a reason why a lot of NFL players, even if their time in Denver is short, they still just make it their home. Like Peyton Manning, played here 4 years, and he's made it his home. Texas A&M boosters run that program down there. Here's the thing with Texas A&M: money does not fix bad culture. No, 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 no. That is the issue right now with Texas A&M. Money, I mean, as we've seen, it doesn't cover up the other issues. If Coach Prime's going to go somewhere else at some point, it's going to have to be the same model that we've seen here, which is like, you got to check your ego, man. All right, gonna go here for a little bit. Ooh, Eric Morse coming in here with some breaking news. Kai Bates, cornerback, 4-star, just decommitted from LSU, which is very interesting. I know Colorado's on his finalist list. And LSU, man, great recruiting school. Great recruiting school. That's something to watch. That would be great because we don't have anybody yet in the secondary in this 24 class. Could it be Charles Lester? Could it be Kai Bates? Could it be Boo Carter? We're just going to have to see. Wrench beater. Why do I smell Jerry Jones with this Texas A&M talk about Coach Prime? I don't know. Jerry Jones isn't associated with Texas A&M. He's associated with Arkansas. He's an Arkansas guy, and if Arkansas fires their head coach, next year or whatever, could we see them? Springdale, Fayetteville. That's another beautiful area to live in. Northwest Arkansas. I got family out there too. Big time Hogs fans. But I think I don't know if there's much Jerry Jones stuff with Texas A&M, but if I'm not breaking this down, let me know. There's something I'm missing with this. Daryl Collins, if Shedeur decided to leave this year, I would hope the Patriots would get him. Now that would be cool. Following in the footsteps of Tom Brady. They need that Tom Brady guy. That would be really cool to see. Now, hopefully, who's their offensive coordinator right now? Bill O'Brien. Hopefully, then he would stick around. But it's why I'd like to see an offensive coordinator. You guys have sold me on this. Getting Byron Leftwich in here. That already, he's a Tom Brady guy. He's got that pro style philosophy. It was nice to see Shedeur under center a little bit more this week, mixing up some pro style sets with the spread. You guys have totally sold me on Byron Leftwich. I think that would be something that I'd be very excited about. And, if all goes well, I mean, who's to say, if Coach Prime were to leave here at some point to go do something else, or he wants to coach all of his kids, with the Atlanta Falcons, at some point or whatever, would Byron Leftwich want to be a college head coach? That'd be kind of cool. I think, I think if Coach Prime were to leave, I think we'd have that guy here, that would then just be promoted from within. But I don't want to focus on that too much. I'm having too much fun right now with Coach Prime doing his thing. Them dogs are coming, absolutely. Zion coming in here saying Boo Carter's not leaving Tennessee. Zion usually has a pretty good beat on this recruiting stuff, so I will take his word for it. Tennessee is not ranked. Lawrence Collins, William Roberts is Rick Ross's son, FYI, so then he's coming. I mean, we've had Rick Ross here, man. Miss T and thank you for chiming in. Prime fans are loyal to the process, and CU feels like he owes them something. And now, maybe some CU fans, but again, you're not going to find a CU fan that feels like Coach Prime, owes me or owes anyone here anything. This has been awesome. I'm saying, man, if we can get to that bowl game this year, build the Louis statue of Coach Prime outside Folsom. Let's get this thing going. Can't see Prime leaving Boulder for Arkansas. Wouldn't that be something to see? Sorry, this is a bad joke. This is like an Arkansas joke, but it's like you can never see Prime in a pair of Chacos or sandals, right? My brother-in-law, he totally fits the Arkansas stereotype. That man wears Chacos no matter what temperature it is outside, man. What is it with people in Arkansas not wanting to wear shoes? Y'all got to explain this to me. My brother-in-law just says it's just comfortable, man. You don't you don't get the snow. You don't get the snow, but I would say again, as someone who lived 17 years in the Chicagoland area, before then living in Texas and now living here, um, these winters out here ain't nothing compared to the Midwest, man. So yes, you do get a more mild winter in Arkansas, but it's also hot as butt out there in the summer too. Don't have to deal with the humidity. You get some more of that severe weather. You don't really get severe weather out here, not at all. Big Loyal Bang coming in here with another awesome uh, comment. Once he starts winning as a coach at that level, he's going to get addicted. He already has all the resources and support he needs. Absolutely. And we're continuing to grow that NIL. Again, guys, like for every 24 and 25 commit, I celebrate with giving to the 5430 Foundation, our football NIL. That dollar amount, $24 or $25. Um, yeah. But I will say, back to the Arkansas conversation, it is beautiful to be there in Northwest Arkansas during the fall. And Fayetteville, man, it's a beautiful area. But yeah, I'll take Boulder over it every time. Yeah, he's not leaving this year. He ain't gonna do that to his family, especially with the BS transfer stuff going on now. Um, with all that, I think again, I think Coach Prime stays here longer than 2 years, but everything is on the table after his boys, I guess, are in the NFL. But like you said, um, Shalomai, Shalomai, is that man, I should know this. Shalamai, she's still going to be here because she already used her transfer. And by the way, Colorado women's basketball freaking kicking ass. What are we? Top 5 in the country? Amazing. V says, I'm from Arkansas. Coach Prime needs to stay away. You got to give me more reasons. You got to give me more reasons. I already did my video earlier today on just why he needs to stay out of College Station. I mean, those reasons are obvious, and they're plentiful. But overalls with the Texas A&M logo on your butt, man, it just does not pass the vibe check. You're right, Coach Prime and Chacos is just not a thing. Yeah, you don't want to uproot nothing, man. I think he's building this thing again. Who else? Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, all these top coaches in college football, none of them can say they took over the worst college football team and brought them a national championship and turned them into a dynasty. That's what I'm selling. I'm selling a legacy that nobody else can say that they did. If Coach Prime were to ever leave, he doesn't have that. If he sticks here, turns this place into a national title contender year after year, he's done something that Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, none of those guys ever did, because they were taking over something that was already at a successful level to some degree. They weren't wondering, Florida or Alabama. None of these programs were ever wondering if they were going to be in a Power Five conference the next year. They were not on the edge of extinction. Again, this time last year, it was looking like we were going to the Mountain West with Oregon State and Wazoo. Can Tyler Brown play next year? Yes. And that is going to be a big time addition for us. S. McDade, I don't think Coach Brown wants to leave program in the build phase. Yeah, he ain't going to do us like that. He's got character, unlike some of these clowns in college football. That's right. College Station's in the middle of nowhere, depressing as hell, and it's just a little weird, a little culty, a little odd. Now, don't get me wrong. Boulder's got its own quirks, but you're still, 40 minutes down the road from Denver. Well, downtown Denver. I mean, you're 20 minutes down from the city line. All right. I guess I'm gonna get going now, guys. Again, I just enjoy doing this so much. Again, we got a lot to celebrate. We got a lot to look forward to Friday night. This is just gonna be it's gonna be freaking awesome, man. We're gonna go in there. We're turning the corner. We're improving. Again, we've been in every game but one or two. I mean, UCLA, it's kind of on. Um, that one's kind of on the edge. Um, But hey, even if it is two games, we've been in every game but two. This is a big time win this year. So, KP checking in from Florida. I will be tuning in again late night for the game. See you as a highlight of my week. Thanks, David. Absolutely. It's the highlight of my week every week, too, whether we win or lose. This has been nothing short of so much fun. I think it says something crazy or speaks volumes, that a 4-6 team right now can be. I mean, just imagine, man, when we start winning game after game after game after game, you know what I'm saying? Like how much fun that's going to be. But yeah, and I think some of this has to go with just living in the moment. College football season is short. I'm sad it's almost over this year. Let's make sure that we enjoy this. Don't take it for granted. Again, um, these things, they only last for a finite time. They never last for forever. And let's just appreciate what we got going on right now. So, yeah, I'm feeling good about the Buffs winning this week. And yeah, but I'll be back here in 35 minutes. Y'all can hear about my weekend and some of the fun stories that I have to share. And then, I mean, who doesn't love hearing from Colin with everything he's got going on? I think he was here this weekend. Hopefully, actually, no, I don't think he was. I gotta go check. My weekend's been so busy. But anyways, guys, I'll catch y'all here in a bit. Appreciate you guys as always. See you guys in 35 minutes and Go Buffs.